Hello there and welcome. My name is Piyush Srivastava from Mind Magic, and today I have a very special guest with me. Her name is Midushi. Midushi is a student of Mind Magic Academy, and it's so interesting to bring her here today because she had a definite transformation in her life, and she's currently studying in UK. So I wanted to have that story from her own mouth. Welcome, Midushi, to the show. Tell us about your journey, enlighten us what exactly has happened in your life, how exactly you changed your life using all those methods and techniques which I have been teaching, and you are also believing them now.
Thank you
The
so
show.
much for such a wonderful introduction, first of all. Um, I think my journey started with me trying to find an internship. So I came to the UK in 2024, and it's been a big thing here that during your summer break you need to like internship here to get a bit of an experience if you want to do a job later on after university. And as we know that the job market is so bad here, I had gone through, I think, over 100 applications and I've just been getting rejections. And I was so demotivated through the entirety of that period. Like, I was going through negative self doubts, whether I'm worth it or not, whether I'm capable of achieving such great things. And I think that was also demotivating to me that my family could see it. And my bua had been doing classes with you, and she saw some improvements in her life. So she suggested that I should do the same with you. So that's how we connected. And there were two things that during this entire process that I was hoping to get, which was one of the marketing competitions that I was taking part in through my university, and one micro internship program that I had applied for through university as well. And I remember coming in all apprehensive about whether this works or not. And I remember having like over a million questions, and I would just be questioning every single process that you would tell me about how energy works, how manifestation works. And I would be like, does that really work or not? Like, I'm not quite sure if that would apply to me or not. But I remember that once I'd given all my interviews for this marketing competition and the micro internship, I remember just like, and my friends would also be involved in my entire process. They'd be like, okay,
Mm.
Madhu, let's see if this is worth it or not. I don't know what you're doing. You're just 20-year-old and you're getting yourself involved in all this. And I'm like, guys, I think it will work. Let's just see. And then I remember getting the congratulation emails on the 2nd of June.
Talking about 2nd of June, tell me specifically about 2nd of June because I remember I was sitting with one of my team member and I was getting these calls from you again and again. I said, "Who's this calling me?" And then I saw you. I said, "Okay, hold on, I have to talk to her." Then I went to some other place, spoke to you. So tell me about the 2nd of June. What exactly happened on 2nd of June?
So I remember that I was with my one of my friends and we were coming out of the gym when I got an email saying that congratulations, you have won the Maple Tree marketing competition that I've been hoping to get. And I feel like at that time I just froze for a second and I was just looking at my phone and then I just looked up and then I told my friend, oh my God, Shivangi, like I've won the competition. And the second thought that came to my mind was to call Piyush sir up and like tell him about this wonderful achievement that I have gotten. So I just kept calling you up. I think you were in a meeting, as you said, but I'm like, it does not matter. Sir needs to know what has just happened with me. So then I called you up continuously. And I remember then calling up my family on video call. And I remember my mom and my bua literally having tears in her eyes when I told them that I have won this competition because they have seen the entire journey of mine being okay. Like I don't think so. I can win something like this. Like I'm not that good with presenting in front of like high executive members. Like I don't know how will I be able to do this. But seeing me pass through this entire journey, they've been really excited.
So take us back to the days before you joined this coaching. Who were you then? What was your biggest struggle, let's say, emotionally, financially, personally? What were your struggle? If someone had met you that day, let's say
Mhm.
1.5 months back, how would they react to you? How would they look at you? So take us back to your journey. What were your
I think,
struggles there?
yeah, I think before the journey, I could say that I wasn't as confident as I think that I am now. And I was filled with negative emotions. Like anytime anyone would ever try to compliment me, I'd start being like, no, that does not apply to me. Stop saying nice things to me because I'm not deserving of it. Like somebody would just compliment me by just saying that, okay, I think you look pretty today. I'd be like, no, stop saying that because I would feel so embarrassed by it because I thought I did not deserve it and good things could not happen to me. But I feel like after doing this entire session, all the sessions with you and learning about uh, how how effective self-talk and how effective having good emotions and feeling the vibrations it is, I feel like I've become now a bit more confident than I was before. Even my friends can see that on me, that they can see the positivity in me and the hope that I have for my future now, if I could say so. So that was a big shift that I'd say. And I think it's working in a good direction.
Very nice. That's something which I can see. I can see it over the period of one
Yeah.
and a half months. But tell me, what was the turning point? When was it a specific technique? Was it a specific class which I have taken, or what exactly made you shift that mindset? Because I remember when we used to talk initially, it was all that no, maybe it will not work with me. Maybe I'm not that smart enough. I'm not good enough. It may not work with me. There were a lot of questions. There were a lot of negativity. There were a lot of self doubt coming from your side all the time, right? And I have to hold my own, yours, my own self, so that I don't get dragged into what you are telling me, and I kept telling you that this is going to work, this is going to work. So, what was that turning point which made you think, no, this is going to work?
I think if I think about it, I think it was when I was going in for I think I had my assessment center for my internship that I'd applied
Hmm.
for in
Hmm.
a couple of days. And I remember, the entire assessment center, the interview process was like I had a group interview and then I had like a 3 minute pitch that I had to give in order to be successful.
Hmm.
So I remember I was very nervous about the 3 minute pitch because I'm like, I'm not a good communicator. I don't know how will I give it in front of
You kept telling
so
me
many.
that, yes.
Yeah, and every single time I would say that, you'd be like, it doesn't matter. You are going to win it anyways. And I
Okay.
feel like whatever thought would come to my mind that okay, I won't be able to do it or anything that was negative, that entire sentence, I feel like that was so encouraging in itself, even though I did not believe it probably at that time, but just continuously saying it probably did something in my mind that made the shift happen. So I think that class where you taught me that sentence was
Okay.
something that was really powerful.
So it's all about creating those all the doubts, all the negative questions which you had in your mind, and then me answering only one thing to
Yes.
you, right? Till it became part of you, right?
Yes. Correct.
But
Exactly that.
tell me, Vidushi, many people still think manifestation is just a wishful thinking, right?
Hmm.
Can you share one specific strong moment in your journey which can probably shift the people's thinking about manifestation? And it's
Hmm.
all about taking it very scientifically. It's not something woo-woo thing or something black magic, which people do. It's very, very scientific. So tell me one thing which you think you felt is which can change people's life.
Yeah. I can talk about one of the incidents that happened with me recently. Like, I just attended the Wimbledon day before, and it's always been my
Yes.
dream. And the
Yes.
thing with there is that there are two main courts, center court and center court one, and it's very difficult to get tickets there. And I remember on my way when I was going to Wimbledon, I thought that anyhow I need to get into center or court one because this is once in a lifetime experience and I like it does not matter, I just need to get there. And then I'm like, why not apply manifestation here? And so I was with one of my friends and I made her write down in her notes that okay, like manifest right now that we have gotten into court one and we are seeing some great players win. We are clapping, the audience is all excited and there's like a different energy in the room. And we both sat down and just for I think just 2 minutes we thought about what would it feel like to be in the stadium with all great players and such a great audience. And I remember it was I think 2 p.m. when I got the notification saying that we have gotten tickets to Center Court 1, and I remember just running to it. And then once I was sitting in the stadium, I remembered, okay, like how I manifested it, and now it's already happening, and I'm living in the moment currently.
So you applied all the techniques at one place and you got such a wonderful result, right?
Yes, definitely.
So I hope you didn't try my meditation, which I've given you, that you started doing the meditation right there, right, for the visualization.
I didn't do the meditation because didn't have that much time, but I definitely did visualize. I just sat down, shut my eyes for 2 minutes, and thought, what would it be like to be in the stadium? I think that in itself is powerful as well.
So you definitely feel that your outer life has changed now to what it
Hmm.
was, right? So tell me, what has changed inside you, which has made your outer life change, right? Something has shifted inside you, right? For sure. I mean, I can see that twinkle in your eyes when I'm saying that, right? So, what has changed inside you, which has made your outer journey more pleasing, more wonderful, more uh, comfortable?
I think I'm definitely more hopeful and positive about my future. And I really do think that I can achieve whatever I want now. It's just how I train myself in order to do so. Like how I feel as you taught me that energy is the most important thing. So now I feel like it's all about balancing my energies wherever I go and looking at how high my vibrations are or not. Apart from that, I definitely do think that there's been a positive change that I genuinely think I can achieve whatever I think of now.
That's wonderful. That's so nice to hear. But I remember one specific thing. Initially when we started this journey,
Mhm.
I was telling you a lot about healing, a lot about stuff which can actually heal your energies, right? But
Mhm.
then uh, I felt that you're very skeptical about what I'm telling you, right?
Yeah.
But I personally can see that my one of my course, which I was not supposed to give you, but eventually I gave you, which is Freedom on Autopilot, and which had a very strong explanation about the self-image concept, right? And
Mhm.
it is very, very scientific in nature. And I remember that during that class, you started, thinking differently, started feeling differently, and then I could feel that there's a shift which has started happening in you. Right. So
Mhm.
tell me a little bit about that self-image. What did you understand at that point of time, and how exactly it helped you grow in your journey?
Mhm. I think when you made me do that course, I was trying to like look for like real life examples. So I would look in my friends, okay, some of the good qualities that they have,
Hmm.
but they also like then, for example, like one of my friends, she is really a high achiever. She scores so well in exams. She has an internship at a very good company here. So I would look in her like what is the difference? What's the difference between both of us that it's making her achieve more things and where I am stuck wherever I am. And I realized that there was not much of a difference other than her believing in herself and looking at herself as someone who can do things even though things are not going right, probably in like real life circumstances. So I feel like that concept then I applied in I tried to look for that concept everywhere around me, and I consistently got what you taught me back. I got to see the real life examples, and I'm like, okay, like this is probably a real life thing. Apart from that, I was also continuously, because I was so skeptical about it, I was trying to look for answers all around me. So I would like go on YouTube and look for like, I think Dr. Joe Dispenza's podcast that he's been on, and even other manifestation podcast leaders. Like I would try to like go on their videos and try to see, okay, is this actually a real thing? And everyone would say the same thing.
So now what do you believe?
That self-image is having a good self-image is really important.
Okay. So there are thousands of people who might be watching this right now, right? But they feel stuck.
Hmm.
Somewhere they feel stuck. So if you could give them one piece of advice, right, which can help them move ahead in their life from that
Yes.
stuck situation, what would be that one piece of advice?
One piece. I feel like a king or a queen. Like try to live like that. Just see yourself like doing great things, achieving great things, and great things happening to you, and feel it, and you won't even ever realize that it's already happening. And all the synchronicities and right timing, right place, right people will all come on its own. Because I remember that when once I started doing these manifestation tools and feeling the high vibration energies, one of the big companies, I think it was TikTok Shop, they reached out to me on its own for an interview with them.
Seriously, okay.
Yeah, literally, like just imagine going from like applying to over 100 companies to a company coming up to you and asking you to give an interview for them. That was a big thing. So I feel like if you think of great things happening to you, it will happen.
Perfect. So let me ask you an odd question. So if someone gives you, let's say, 10 crores of rupees
Hmm.
and ask you to be your old self in exchange,
Hmm.
would you take it?
Never. I feel like I can make more money than that after having the self
That's
that I
wonderful.
have.
That's wonderful. With your new self-image, you can make far more money, far more success you can achieve than somebody
Yes.
offering you 10 crores. Yeah, definitely. It was very nice talking to you, Midushi. I'm so happy for you and so excited for all your achievements. In fact, I always feel whenever you tell me these success stories, and I always feel that this is my success as well. Probably whatever I believe in and whatever I'm teaching to other people, it's working and it's working for them. And probably it can help others to grow in their life. So,
Mm.
uh, it's so nice talking to you. It's so nice to see your journey. It's so nice to get your feedback in terms of each of these steps because I must say you're not an easy student. You're a difficult student. And I'm sure I have more students, but then you're the one always been asking me difficult questions. You've always been asking me questions and questions and questions and questions. And so many times we thought of doing some other kind of session, but it ends up into a very different kind of a session. But the best part is that we both end up in a very positive note, and everything starts working for you, right? And it
Yeah.
also make me believe in whatever I'm teaching. It makes me believe that works and these things, these concepts, these fundamentals works, and it will work for me, it will work for you, and it will work for anybody else. So thank you
Mm.
very much for your time, and I'd love to see you again on the podcast, and I'd love to hear some of very nice stories from you because it's a long journey ahead for you. Thank you very
Next time I'll
much.
get a job on the next podcast.
All right, Nadushi. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir.
Goodbye.